Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. Today, my NFL Draft Prospect Special is Kevin Austin, wide receiver of the University of Memphis. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. I surely appreciate it here on 100 Yards Football. And I'm your host, Mr. Football, Vincent Turner. As everyone knows who's been following 100 Yards of Football, there's a great thing about me that I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, the 901. And whenever I see any young man that's attending the University of Memphis and representing the University of Memphis, whether it's from football, basketball, baseball, you know I got to do a hell of a job in talking about these young people. Right now, you're looking at Kevin Austin, home breed from Memphis, Tennessee, went to Hardin Academy High School. And right now, he's ascending as one of the top receivers in the national draft that's coming up in Las Vegas, the NFL Draft 2022. The thing I like about Kevin Austin is that he went to Hardin Academy, came out in 2017. His final year in high school, he had 41 touchdowns, 32 on offense, 11 on special teams, and 6 on defense. But he was only, about 5'8", 145 pounds. And he ran a 4.3 and had a 38-inch vertical. But the thing about it, he did not receive not one major scholarship offer. Matter of fact, he didn't receive one offer, period. So he decided to walk on the University of Memphis. And the rest is history. When you look at the young man, he's right now was one of the most productive football players in the country last year. But think about what he had to follow to really get to this status of this season. He followed Antonio Gibson right now, who's doing his thing with the Washington Redskins, University of Memphis. He had to follow Tony Pollard. We know how well he's doing. Orange Mound Finest from the 901, my hometown, Memphis, Tennessee. But what I like about Kevin Austin at 5'9", 162 pounds, it's the heart. It's something in the water down there in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. He did not give up. And if I'm an NFL team, I'm looking at a guy that likes football. I'm looking at a guy that's got determination. And then I'm looking at a guy that went to a school that's produced NFL players. Eric Harris, Turdale Middleton, Keith Simpson, Paxton Lynch, Kent Irving, Ernest Gray, Eric Ferris, Tim Harris, and he's in the lore of all those great players in Kenny Gainwell. The skill set for Mr. Kevin Austin is unbelievable. The explosion. It's an explosion like going on Beale Street on Saturday night. The acceleration in space, A+. The vertical separation on a small runway, like an airplane runway, A+, going from 0 to 100. Movement notice, A+. Ton of energy, A+. Flexibility, A+. Balanced athlete, A+. Very shifty after the catch, A+. The feet fast, A+. The attention to detail as a receiver technician, A+. Strong separation, A+. I don't think anybody can cover him on any level. Can we say Tyreek Hill 2 is coming to the NFL? Tyreek 2 is coming to the NFL. Then the vertical can go up and get it. Spud well verticals. Complete football player. Then the production, 2021, 74 receptions, 1,149 yards, 8 touchdowns, a 69-yard return for a touchdown. First team all AAC 2 years in a row, 2020, 2021. In the game film, Mississippi State, 9 receptions, 105 yards, 2 TDs. Arkansas State, 6 receptions, 239 yards, 3 touchdowns, averaging 32 yards a reception. Against Tulsa, 13 receptions, 200 yards, 15 yards of reception. But see, I don't want to hear about the competition. Because Antonio Gibson proved to you coming out of the University of Memphis he can stay. Tony Pollard playing for the Dallas Cowboys out of the University of Memphis can stay. Kevin Austin might be the best of them all. Eric Harris, Keith Simpson, Eric Ferris, Tim Harris, Mike McKenzie. And when it's all said and done about Kevin Austin, his skill set is unbelievable. Don't judge the height. Don't judge the ability. This young man is a complete football player coming out of my hometown, the 901 Memphis, Tennessee. And he's going to make a lot of Memphians proud. And when you look at him, I'm going to go back in time. A guy I went to school with, I thought he was one of the best I ever seen do it. Played at Memphis from 1978 to 1982, Jerry Knowlton. Then the great Johnny Rogers in Nebraska. Then the great Alonzo Bolden that played at Hamilton High School. Then the great Terrence Cleveland that played at Tennessee. Derek Holloway, that when I was at the University of Arkansas from 78 to 82, was about 5'9", 160 at the most, but had tremendous ability. Then Joey Galloway, Terry Glenn, Ohio State. And of course, Tony Pollard. Tariq Hill, Heisman Trophy winner Desmond Howard. But one thing about Kevin Austin out of all them, and he's very polished as a receiver like Joey Galloway and Terry Glenn was, that we could say he will be a major playmaker at the next level. And he's got everything. But what I love about him, he walked on in Memphis, and now he's worked himself into a top-level NFL draft prospect. And he's did it on the field, and everybody has doubted him because of his size. Don't do that. Because Kevin Austin is representing Memphis, Tennessee, and the University of Memphis, Harder Academy. But when I think about him and I think about Kevin Austin, it goes back to my days. Orange Mound, South Memphis, North Memphis, Frazier, Whitehaven, Bayhampton. Glenview, Colonial, Corey Junior High, Lincoln Junior High, Longview, Primus Bobo, Carlton Peoples, Winston Ford, Ronnie Skinner, CBS, Mike Dion, CBHS, Philip Jet Hamilton, Jess Briggs Hamilton, Kevin Mallon, Catholic High School, Greg Porter, Catholic High School. Don't get me started, because we could play football down in Memphis too, the South. This young man is going to be special. He's going to be a special football player. And I just laid it out there. When the NFL draft is over with, I wouldn't be surprised at this time next year that a lot of people in the National Football League are going to be talking about Kevin Austin, wide receiver at the University of Memphis, my hometown, that I'm very proud of. Thank you, Mr. Austin. It's a pleasure to do your NFL draft profile here today on 100 Yards of Football. So all I can say is this. You know, it was a great recording studio that started in Memphis back when I was growing up, Stax Records. The two major songwriters were the great late Isaac Hayes and the great David Porter that I grew up 2 houses from. I know Mr. Porter personally. The great music that comes out of that record company back in the day. Otis Redding, Johnny Taylor, the Staple Singers, the Barcades. But when I think about Kevin Austin, all that great music, and of course Otis Redding, I look at him right now and I say, hey, he did not get a scholarship when he came out and he walked on in Memphis and worked on his skill. So when draft day is happening, he gets drafted, he's down in Memphis, Tennessee, wherever he's going to have his draft party. I hope he goes to Beale Street, one of the most greatest attractions to go to. and get some of that barbecue, the best I consider in the world. Payne's, Interstate, Neely's. And I hope he's with his family. And Mr. Kevin Austin, I got to do it to you. Money, 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 money. People do bad things, good things, bad things with that money. Like the OJs and Eddie Levert. Kevin Austin is going to be running into money, 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 money. So if you like the video today, please come and share it here on One of the Odds of Football. I'm Vincent Turner. Thank you to my producer, Mr. Logan Landers. Y'all enjoy the rest of the week.